This Lincoln penny looks ordinary, but one small detail can make it worth hundreds or even thousands. Collectors are searching for rare dates and hidden errors that most people miss. Before you spend or toss that cent away, take a closer look. This Lincoln penny could be far more valuable than you think. The 1964 Lincoln 1-cent penny is one of those coins that nearly everyone has seen, handled, or casually spent without a second thought. It was minted during a time when pennies were still made primarily of copper, and millions poured out of the Denver Mint to meet everyday demand. To most people, this coin feels ordinary, almost invisible. But hidden among those millions are extremely rare error coins that have completely rewritten the value story of the 1964 penny. Some of these error examples have shocked collectors by selling at auction for prices ranging from $73,150 all the way up to $166,780. Turning a simple 1-cent coin into a life-changing discovery. A normal 1964 Lincoln penny without any errors is very common. In circulated condition, it is usually worth only face value. Even in uncirculated condition, a typical example might sell for just a few dollars. Because the Denver Mint produced such a large quantity that year, there is no shortage of regular coins. Collectors may keep them for date sets or nostalgia, but they don't generate excitement or big money on their own. This is where the difference between an ordinary coin and an error coin becomes dramatic. Error coins are created when something goes wrong during the minting process. These mistakes can occur when the dies are made, when the blank planchets are prepared, or when the coins are struck. In the case of the 1964 Lincoln penny, several error types have been identified, and some are exceptionally rare. Among the most valuable is the double die error, which has become legendary among collectors. A double die occurs when the die that strikes the coin receives a misaligned second impression during its creation. This causes certain design elements to appear doubled on the finished coin. On valuable 1964 double die pennies, collectors often notice clear doubling on the date 1964, the word liberty, and sometimes in God we trust. In stronger examples, even Lincoln's facial features can show a subtle but unmistakable doubling. This kind of error is not caused by wear or damage. It is part of the coin's original design, which makes it highly desirable. The value difference between a normal coin and a double die error is staggering. While a standard 1964 penny might be worth a few cents to a few dollars, a genuine double die example in circulated condition can already bring hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on the strength of the doubling. When the coin is found in uncirculated condition, the value increases dramatically. Collectors compete aggressively for sharp, well-preserved examples with bold doubling and original surfaces. Auction records show just how intense this demand can be. High-grade certified double die 1964 Lincoln pennies have sold for $10,000, $25,000, and even higher as collectors battle to own one of these rare errors. In the most exceptional cases, where the coin has blazing original color, razor-sharp detail, and dramatic doubling, auction prices have reached extraordinary levels. Some of the finest known examples have realized prices between $73,150 and an astonishing $166,780, figures that place this penny among the most valuable modern-era Lincoln cents. Double dies are not the only errors that can boost the value of a 1964 penny. Another sought-after category is off-center strikes. These occur when the planchet is not properly aligned under the striking dies, resulting in a coin where part of the design is missing. Minor off-center strikes might sell for $50 to $100, but more dramatic examples, especially those where the date is still visible, can bring $300, $700, or even more. The more visually striking the error, the more collectors are willing to pay. Clipped planchet errors are another interesting variety. These happen when the metal strip used to cut planchets is improperly fed, leaving a curved or straight section missing from the coin. On a 1964 penny, a noticeable clip can raise the value to $30, $80, or over $150 depending on the size of the clip and the coin's condition. While these don't usually reach the astronomical prices of double dies, they are still far more valuable than normal pennies. Rotated die errors also appear on some 1964 pennies. In these cases, the obverse and reverse designs are misaligned, so when the coin is flipped vertically, the reverse appears rotated instead of upright. Small rotations might only add a modest premium, but dramatic rotations of 90 degrees or more can push values into the $100 to $400 range, particularly when the coin is uncirculated. There are also planchet defects and die breaks that can make a coin collectible. A die break can appear as a raised line or blob on the coin's surface where the die cracked during use. While minor die cracks might add little value, bold and eye-catching die breaks can sell for $50 to several $100s. Planchet flaws, such as metal impurities or improper preparation, can also produce unusual textures or weak areas that collectors find intriguing. What truly separates the most valuable error coins from the rest is condition. Two coins with the same type of error can have vastly different values depending on how well they were preserved. A worn, damaged, or cleaned coin will always be worth less than one with original surfaces and sharp details. This is why the highest-priced 1964D error pennies are usually certified by professional grading services. Certification confirms authenticity, assigns a grade, and gives buyers confidence, which often pushes auction prices higher. When collectors see a certified, high-grade double-die 1964D penny come up for sale, bidding can become intense. The knowledge that only a handful of such coins exist in top condition fuels competition. This is how a coin that once bought a piece of candy can end up selling for $73,150, $120,000, or even as much as $166,780 in major auctions. For anyone who has jars of old pennies, rolls from the bank, or inherited collections, the 1964D Lincoln penny is always worth a closer look. Using a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe, careful examination of the date and lettering may reveal doubling or other anomalies that dramatically change the coin's value. While most examples will be ordinary, the possibility of discovering a rare error keeps collectors searching. The story of the 1964D Lincoln 1-cent penny is a powerful reminder that rarity doesn't always come from age alone. Sometimes it comes from a tiny mistake at the mint, one that transforms an everyday coin into a remarkable treasure worth a small fortune. The 2014 U.S. Lincoln 1-cent penny is a coin most people still remember seeing in everyday pocket change, often overlooked and rarely given a second thought. It feels modern, common, and ordinary, which is exactly why so many valuable error examples continue to slip through circulation unnoticed. While a normal 2014 Lincoln penny is usually worth just 1 cent, certain rare error coins from this year have shocked collectors and auction houses, with some exceptional pieces selling anywhere from $41,550 to as high as $128,150. Turning a modern penny into a serious collector's prize in its standard form, the 2014 Lincoln cent is extremely common. Millions were struck at the U.S. Mint, and without any errors, these coins generally hold no premium value. A circulated example is worth face value, and even uncirculated examples without errors are usually valued at only a few cents to a couple of dollars at most. Many collectors don't even bother saving them unless they are building date sets or roll collections. That's where the surprise begins, because hidden among these ordinary coins are rare mint errors that completely change their worth. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the coin production process. This can happen at several stages, from die preparation to striking to planchet handling. When these mistakes are dramatic, visible, and rare, collectors are willing to pay substantial amounts to own them. For the 2014 Lincoln penny, some of the most valuable errors include double dies, off-center strikes, wrong planchet errors, broad strikes, and major die breaks. One of the most desirable errors collectors look for is the double die obverse. This happens when the die receives multiple misaligned impressions during manufacturing, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. On a 2014 double-die Lincoln cent, collectors often see noticeable doubling on the date, the word Liberty, or In God We Trust. Unlike machine doubling, true double dies have strong, rounded doubling that can be seen clearly under magnification. A normal 2014 penny without doubling is worth just 1 cent in circulation. But a genuine double die example instantly jumps in value. Even lightly circulated double die pennies from this year can sell for several $100s. In higher grades, the value increases dramatically. Well-preserved examples with bold doubling have sold at auction for $5,000, $12,000, and more. In rare cases where the coin is in exceptional uncirculated condition with strong eye appeal, auction results have pushed values into the $41,550 to over $100,000 range. especially when collectors compete for top-graded pieces. Another valuable error type is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank planchet is not properly aligned under the coin press. The result is a coin where part of the design is missing, shifted, or incomplete. Minor off-center strikes might only bring $50 to $150, but more dramatic examples, where a large portion of the design is missing while the date remains visible, are far more desirable. Attractive off-center 2014 Lincoln pennies have sold for $300 to $1,200, depending on the severity and condition. Wrong planchet errors are among the most exciting finds for collectors. These occur when a penny is accidentally struck on a planchet intended for another coin. A 2014 Lincoln cent struck on a foreign planchet or a different U.S. coin planchet instantly becomes rare. These coins often weigh differently and have unusual color or thickness. When authenticated, wrong planchet errors can sell for several $1,000s. Some documented auction sales have exceeded $20,000, especially when the coin is well-centered and clearly identifiable as a mint error. Broad strike errors are another category worth mentioning. These happen when a coin is struck without the collar that normally gives it its raised rim. The result is a flatter, wider coin with distorted edges. While many broad strikes are modestly priced, strong and clean examples from 2014 have sold for $200 to $800. If combined with other unusual characteristics, values can climb higher. Die breaks and die cracks are also collectible errors. These occur when the die begins to fracture during use, leaving raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin's surface. Minor die cracks may only add a small premium, but dramatic die breaks that significantly alter the coin's appearance can bring $100 to $500 or more. Some collectors specialize in dramatic die states, driving demand for bold examples. The difference between a normal 2014 Lincoln penny and an error coin is enormous. A regular penny might be spent without a second glance, while an error penny could be worth more than a luxury car or even a home. This massive gap in value is what keeps collectors searching through rolls, pocket change, and bank boxes year after year. Auction results tell the real story of just how valuable these error coins can be. Certified high-grade double-die 2014 Lincoln pennies have drawn intense bidding wars. In several notable auctions, rare error examples have crossed the $50,000 mark, while elite specimens with outstanding condition and strong error visibility have reached prices between $41,550 and $128,150. These results show that modern coins are not immune to becoming legendary collectibles. Condition plays a critical role in determining final value. Two coins with the same error can sell for vastly different prices depending on wear, surface quality, and color. Coins with original luster, no cleaning, and sharp details are always favored. That's why serious collectors rely on third-party grading services to authenticate and encapsulate these rare pieces, giving buyers confidence and often pushing auction prices higher. What makes the 2014 Lincoln penny especially exciting is the fact that it's still relatively recent. Many of these coins are likely sitting in jars, drawers, or forgotten rolls, waiting to be discovered. Unlike older coins that have already been heavily searched, modern error coins still offer the thrill of the hunt. A simple magnifying glass and a careful eye are all it takes to start looking. Checking the date, lettering, and overall shape of each coin could reveal something extraordinary. Most pennies will remain ordinary, but the possibility of finding a rare error worth tens of thousands of dollars keeps collectors coming back. The idea that a modern penny could be worth anywhere from $41,550 to $128,150 feels unbelievable, yet auction records prove it's real. The 2014 Lincoln 1-cent penny stands as a powerful reminder that valuable treasures aren't always old, and sometimes the most incredible discoveries are hiding right in your pocket change. The 2010 U.S. Lincoln 1-cent penny is a coin that most people barely notice. It's modern, it's common, and it still shows up in pocket change every day. Many people assume that anything minted in 2010 can't possibly be valuable. But that assumption is exactly why some of the rarest and most valuable 2010 Lincoln penny error coins continue to slip through circulation unnoticed. Hidden among millions of normal pennies are a handful of extraordinary error coins that collectors actively hunt for. and some of these rare examples have sold at auction for prices ranging from $44,100 to as high as $132,200, turning an ordinary cent into a serious treasure. A standard 2010 Lincoln penny without any errors is generally worth face value. In circulated condition, it's usually just 1 cent. Even in uncirculated condition, a normal 2010 penny might only be worth a few cents to $1 depending on its surface quality and color. The U.S. Mint produced enormous quantities of these coins, which means supply is extremely high. Without something unusual, there's very little collector demand for a normal example. That's where error coins change everything. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process. These mistakes can involve the dies, the planchets, or the striking process itself. When an error is dramatic, clearly visible, and confirmed as authentic, the value of the coin can increase dramatically. The 2010 Lincoln penny is known for several collectible error types that have caught the attention of serious collectors and investors. One of the most desirable errors found on some 2010 Lincoln pennies is the double die error. This happens when the die used to strike the coin receives more than one misaligned impression of the design. As a result, parts of the coin appear doubled, especially the date, the word liberty, or in God we trust. On strong double die examples, the doubling is clear to the naked eye and becomes even more dramatic under magnification. A normal 2010 penny with no doubling might be worth 1 cent. But a genuine double die 2010 penny can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the strength of the doubling and the coin's condition. Some certified uncirculated double die examples have sold at auction in the $5,000 to $18,000 range. Exceptional specimens with bold doubling, original luster, and top grades have pushed much higher, with rare auction results climbing toward $44,100 and beyond when collector demand is intense. Another valuable error seen on 2010 Lincoln pennies is the off-center strike. This error occurs when the planchet is not properly aligned during the striking process. The result is a coin where part of the design is missing, shifted, or cut off. Minor off-center strikes may only bring $20 to $50, but more dramatic examples where 20 to 50% of the design is missing and the date is still visible can sell for $300 to $1,200 or more. Uncirculated off-center errors with strong eye appeal have achieved even higher prices in competitive auctions. A particularly fascinating error category involves wrong planchet errors. These occur when a penny is struck on a planchet intended for another denomination or composition. While extremely rare for modern cents, verified wrong planchet errors from the 2010 Lincoln penny series have stunned collectors when they appear. These coins feel different in weight and may show unusual color or thickness. When authenticated, wrong planchet errors can command enormous premiums, sometimes selling for tens of thousands of dollars depending on rarity and condition. Some of the highest auction results for 2010 Lincoln penny error coins come from dramatic mint mistakes combined with pristine condition. Coins with multiple errors, such as a double die combined with a die crack or unusual strike pressure, are especially desirable. In a few elite auctions, rare certified examples of extreme 2010 penny errors have reportedly sold between $85,000 and $132,200, driven by collector competition and the scarcity of such modern errors in top condition. Die cracks and die breaks are another class of errors collectors watch closely. These appear as raised lines or blobs on the coin where the die has begun to fracture. While small cracks may only add modest value, large and dramatic die breaks that significantly alter the coin's appearance can sell for $100 to $1,000 or more. Coins showing bold die breaks across Lincoln's portrait or the shield design on the reverse often attract strong bidding. Another error that adds value is the broad strike error. This occurs when the coin is struck without the retaining collar, causing it to spread out wider than normal. Broad-struck 2010 pennies often have distorted rims and expanded diameters. Depending on condition and severity, these coins can sell from $75 to $500, with higher prices paid for uncirculated examples. Comparing these error coins to normal 2010 pennies makes the value difference almost unbelievable. A regular penny without errors is barely worth saving, while a rare error example can be worth thousands or even over $100,000. This massive gap is what fuels the excitement of checking pocket change and searching through rolls of coins from banks. Condition plays a huge role in determining value. A worn or damaged error coin will always sell for less than a sharp, uncirculated one. That's why collectors often submit valuable errors to professional grading services. Certification confirms authenticity, identifies the error type, and assigns a grade, all of which significantly boost buyer confidence and auction prices. Auction history shows just how competitive the market for rare error pennies has become. As more collectors focus on modern errors, demand continues to grow. When a rare 2010 Lincoln penny error appears with strong eye appeal and professional certification, bidding can escalate quickly, sometimes pushing prices into the $44,100 to $132,200 range. For anyone holding on to spare change, the 2010 Lincoln penny is worth a closer look. With a simple magnifying glass and a careful eye, you might spot doubling, misalignment, or other unusual features that transform a common cent into something extraordinary. Most pennies will still be ordinary, but the possibility that one could be a rare error worth life-changing money keeps collectors searching every single day. What looks like an ordinary modern penny may actually be a silent survivor of a minting mistake, waiting to be discovered. The 2010 Lincoln 1-cent penny proves that even in recent years, rare coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight.